What's up, guys? Today I want to talk to you about why women ghost you, and once they do, how you can deal with it in an easy way. Okay, the animals are already killing me. So first thing first, being ghosted is very normal, happens to everybody, happens to me a lot. We're not going to talk about it, but it's most of the time it's somebody that just want to stop communication with you because they just want to avoid a confrontation. They don't want to tell you they don't want to talk to you. They don't want to explain why they don't want to talk to you. They're just done with you. And it might be really hard for some people, especially if you're like me. I fall kind of hard. So then when somebody disappears on me, I'm like, what's going on? What did I do? And shit like that. But you cannot blame yourself, because sometimes it's like some reasons that are not even based around you. But since we don't know, we act like, why? What did I do? Or like, I don't know, I messed up somewhere, I wasn't aware, like shit like that. We tend like to blame ourselves when usually it doesn't have anything to do with us, unless you did something crazy and you know damn well what you did. So you kind of know. So I've done some research, and from other researchers that they found for me, and they said that there is 5 main reasons of why people ghost you. Number 1 is because it's convenient. They don't gotta come and talk to you and explain or nothing. It's like they're gonna avoid the confrontation, so it's easier for them. Even if in their mind they might act like, oh no, it's just easier for you, but it's not. It's really for them. Number 2 is probably because they had a bad experience with you or a bad encounter, and they don't want to talk to you no more. That's their choice. You know, you're dating, people are gonna like you, some people are not gonna like you, and some people are just gonna ghost you and not say nothing. Yeah. Number 3, which is I don't ghost because I feel like it's so disrespectful. I feel like I should talk to you and tell you, yo, I'm not gonna talk to you. But that the number 3 reason is really mine, not for ghosting, but for like just stopping relationship in general, is a loss of interest. Like, this is terrible. When you lose interest in someone, it's just like, you don't want to hang out. Like, for what? You're wasting your time hanging out with somebody that's not interesting, you know, or that you think is not interesting. So that's the number 3. Number 4 is the relationship. Like, what state of the relationship we are, where we're close to become an item, or where we're just dating. Like, for example, how close you are with that person. So if you're not that close, usually they might tend to ghost you just because, you know, it wasn't it. And then number 5, which is, I guess I was gonna say for a lot of women, safety reason. They didn't feel safe around you. But I guess it can be for men too, because them women are sometimes crazy, and it's like, for your safety you should stop talking to her. But you guys be talking to them crazy for the longest, and then when she does something crazy, you're like, I didn't see it coming. Motherfucker, you saw it coming. You just were so enamored, or you just like put it in the back burner, or didn't want to acknowledge the red flags just because you liked her so much, or just because you like the pussy. Whatever the case was, you know she was crazy, but you were like, no, it's okay, it's not too crazy, I can deal with that type of crazy. But no, she was straight up crazy. And yeah, safety guys, safety for everyone. While safety is pretty obvious, it can just be like, sometimes people don't have empathy. They just don't have empathy to give you closure, to explain to you what happened. They don't want to have an argument with you because they know you're not going to be okay with what they're saying, or disagree, or, you know, you're not going to let them go. They're going to have to explain. And some people, they just don't give a fuck. Like, they don't have the decency to give that to some people. And me, that's the worst. Somebody that ghosts me and they don't want to talk to me, it's going to be harder to get over it, but you got to get over it. And the best way to look at it is, fuck them, their loss. Unless you did something fucked up, you know, it might be your loss at this point. But, you know, like, to me, it's like, if we had a good relationship or a good connection or whatever we were, like, I feel like you at least owe me. But I guess that's the problem. People think we owe them stuff when we don't owe anything to anyone. But a lot of people think, I do think people owe me a fucking explanation. But, you know, sometimes they don't want to give the explanation, and you just got to move on. Some other people, they just put their emotional state before yours. you know, we can see that as selfish, but it's just like, if it's gonna be hard on them and they just don't want to deal with it, they just don't want to deal with it, and we just gotta accept it. Also, ghosting people is a sign of immaturity. So when you think about it, do you really think you wanted to be with that person? Because if they're immature and they can't have that type of conversation with you, did you really want to be with somebody like that? How to deal with it? Well, you need to realize that it wasn't about you, and that them ghosting you without giving you an explanation is more about them, and is more a reflection of what they do. So yes, it's gonna hurt, especially if you were super involved and you really like the girl and stuff. But what you need to realize is that maybe you dodged the bullet. Maybe that girl wasn't the right girl for you, and that just this mentality and just thinking, I'm gonna find better, I'm gonna find somebody that fits me, I'm gonna find like true love and somebody that really wanna actually have the capacity to fucking communicate when there is something that bothers them. Just putting that in your mind is gonna attract that type of person. You're not even gonna think about that one girl that ghosted you. Fuck her. Fuck her. So a couple points. Give yourself time and permission to grieve. Like, it's like, yeah, that shit is painful, unless you didn't give a fuck, but most likely it was painful because you invested your time and energy and probably your love. So it's painful, but it's okay to feel bad about it. Even if you're a guy, it is okay to grieve a little. I know nobody died, but she's gone. Number two is try to not take it personally. You don't know what happened, she didn't explain, fuck her again, and move on. It wasn't you. Unless again you did something crazy. You can always vent to a friend, a family member. You know, it always feels good. Like, I know you shouldn't be talking shit or whatever, but like, you can vent, you can explain, you know, I was really feeling her, and then she's gone. And then some people are gonna give you advice, some people are just gonna be there to listen to you, and you can just move on. Because to me, I like to talk about shit. Like, it's like, I don't like to share a lot with a lot of people, but the people that I do trust and that I enjoy talking to, I will tell them. So, you know, it's like, nobody likes to show that they're vulnerable and that something hurt them. I mean, at least I don't, and I'm sure most men don't like to admit that either, but it does help. Talking helps. Number four is maintain your mental and physical health. Like, you gotta feel good about yourself. Like, work out that gives you energy, that releases how they call it, is it endorphins? I don't know, something like that. That releases something that makes you feel good. So do it. Number five, of course, go on a date, on dates, actually multiple dates, meet new people, and just figure out that she wasn't all of that. Like, she was good before her, it's gonna be good after her. You're gonna meet better people. I don't want to say better people saying she wasn't good, but you're gonna meet the people that's right for you. You can always look for ways to grow, and don't blame yourself. Like, maybe you did do something that was kind of like a turn off, and maybe you realize what you did and you're like, okay, maybe that was that. So you know that's something you need to change a little so it doesn't happen again, if that was the reason why she ghosted you. That's a big one. Ask yourself if you ignored any red flags, because people who do that, to me, they just don't have like respect for anyone or for themselves, and they're kind of selfish. I mean, I'ma think, when somebody ghosts me, I'ma think the worst about them, because I need to feel good. So I don't know if it's right to do that, but like, hey, you could have just talked to me. Even if you still don't want to talk to me at the end of the day or be with me, the least you could do is like talk to me. We went out a couple times. You could at least tell me, yo, I just don't like your ass, and I'd be like, I got it, goodbye. I mean, you already said goodbye, but I'm the one saying goodbye now. View this rejection as a blessing in disguise. She removed herself so you could find me. No, I'm playing. But so you could find the best. I mean, yeah, I guess you could find me. So you type and you found the video. But no, I'm playing. But no, so you could find the person that you actually really like, and that is, I don't want to say meant for you, but somebody that you're gonna vibe more with. And that's all we need in life, really. And the last one is, remember how you felt when the ghosting thing happened. When you go and maybe think about ghosting somebody or about breaking up with someone, you know, that gives you some type of like empathy, and be like, you know, I was fucked up when this lady did that to me. So now that I'm dating and that I'm not really feeling this girl, I'm gonna give her the decency to like explain to her why it's not gonna work, you know. And I know it's hard for a lot of people to be honest and direct, but that's really what I recommend. And then people cannot go on and like hate you for something. Not saying that you should care if people hate you, but it's better if nobody hates you. And but just like this girl would never be able to say a bad thing about you because we went out, it didn't work, and I told her I couldn't keep on talking to her, and that was that. So just be honest. Seriously, at the end of the day, is be honest. I know these people who ghosted you were not honest with you and created some pain, but again, you're gonna find somebody that's gonna be way better for yourself. So fuck them. I mean, I'm playing, but not really. So yeah, but yeah, no, don't be mad at them, but just move on with your life and find better for yourself. Bye.